What's up YouTube? Welcome back to Hot Crew Productions, it's your favorite gangster robot 17. Coming at you with another hood classic. Today we coming at you from the shell-ridden streets of Los Santos, the grimy streets of the east side, specifically Shottaville. And when you think Shottaville, you can't help but think of one man. And that's Quan Johnson. Better known as Quan from Shottaville. The longtime leader of Shottaville mob and the notorious Shottaville gangster Crips. His story starts a little different. Coming from the dirty southeast side, growing up in the La Mesa/the El Burro Heights area, he saw murders frequently and violently, giving the blood feud between the neighborhoods of Mirror Park and El Burro Heights even before the gang banging started on each side. The El Burro Heights gang, everybody hustling or EBH for short, this was the original gang in El Burro Heights, later named Shottaville, and was the predecessor to Shottaville mob. The original leaders were Quincy, Big 6, Big 7 and Big 3. Quincy moved away due to the divorce of his parents. His mother didn't want him there in the drug-ridden streets of El Burro Heights, and most of all, she didn't want him to influence his little brother Patrick, later Shottaville mob and hot family legend, Pakistan, so to say she was too late was an understatement. But he was nevertheless gone after the eventual demise of EBH. One day in El Burro Heights on Fudge Lane, March 3, 2017, Baby 6, Big 3, and Big 6 were at the trap, which was previously Big 7 and Big 3's grandmother's house before her death. Big 7, the big brother of Lil 7 and Quan, and Big 3, the cousin of all three. Mirror Park Gang, MPG, or Mirror Park Grind team slid through looking to catch members of EBH and their side faction, the Shottas. Big 3 being a Southside Chamberlain gangster Crip and being from El Burro Heights, he had a lot of access to shooters and guns. This made the EBH gang have a reputation for being shooters, and they all were known for having dreads, so they called themselves the Shottas after the 2002 movie Shottas, featuring the Jamaican gang of gunners running the deadly streets of 2002 Jamaica. So as I was saying, Mirror Park gang slid through looking to catch members of EBH and their side faction, the Shottas. Luckily Quan and Lil 7 just walked in the house 2 minutes before. Quan 14, Lil 7 12. Big 7 walked out to talk to Baby 6 about how much money they had made that day. As Big 7 walked back to the house, shots rang out, immediately gunning down Baby 6 and Big 3. Big 7, out of shock, panics and starts shooting at everything and ducks for cover, not noticing the MPG members leaving until their tires screech off. As Big 7 and Baby 6 rendezvous in the middle of the yard, another shooter came from the bushes with a rifle and ambushes Baby 6 and Big 7, effectively ending their internal faction known as the Shottas within the EBH gang. Seeing this happen while trying to console Lil 7, Quan runs out and gets a gun out of Big 6's truck, being his fully automatic 100-round AK-47 variant rifle, which was stolen. With this rifle he tries to catch the MPG member as he walks out of the neighborhood. Unbeknownst to Quan, the MPG members baited the Shottas and were parked down the street the whole time. And the shooter was in the bushes before they ever arrived. Quan was let go by LSPD East Los Division due to the circumstances of the situation, and was he respected from this day forth around the hood and in the city of Los Santos. From this point he had his sights set on the Mirror Park gang, the Mirror Park Pyrus, and anybody coming out of Mirror Park besides his cousin Muddy, who was a known GD from Mirror Park. Quan said those bodies wasn't enough. He needed them to feel the way he felt, so from this moment on, it was about get back for his big brother Big 7 and the rest of the Shottas. Big 7, Lil 7 and Quan sharing a father made this worse. The rest of the homies around the hood agreed to change the name of the hood to Shottaville and the name of the gang to Shottaville mob, given that their leaders just died. They didn't have a leader for a while. But while putting in more work and acquiring more lil homies in Shottaville mob, he was appointed the leader of the gang and the drug trade in El Burro Heights as a whole by the time he was 16. Noticing the power, control and respect Shottaville outright demanded on the southeast side, they were approached by the Southside gangster Crips based out of Chamberlain Hills, now known as the K4L Darkside Crips. OG 2 Guns, being their leader at the time before his death, pushed up to Shottaville with OG Lanta by themselves to talk to Quan. They offered Quan an offer no gangster in his position could refuse. Lanta didn't like this, by the way, but with 2 Guns being the OG over the Southside gangster Crips, He wanted to start a set in El Burro Heights named the Shottaville Gangster Crips out of respect for Quan and all the work he and his lil homies put in for the name Shottaville, and giving Quan all the rank for everything he's been through and taking over the hood on both the gang side and drug side after the death of Big 3, a Southside Chamberlain gangster Crip, and unspoken leader of EBH and the El Burro Heights drug trade. He agreed obviously, and history was made. Now let's get into the main story. Lil 7 being from La Mesa/El Burro Heights when everything happened with EBH. His mom moved him to the Carson Avenue homes after all the drama occurred on the southeast side, so he wasn't in Shottaville when Shottaville became Shottaville. He was there when Shottaville was becoming Shottaville, but due to his mom's worries he ended up moving to the Carson Avenue Chamberlain Hills area, and this may have saved his life based on his bold attitude and the close proximity smoke of Shottaville. He was introduced to the gang banging in a whole different way on the south side. The Chamberlain gangster families, the original Covenant ballers. The Davis neighborhood families which spread throughout Rancho and Strawberry, the Chamberlain gangster Crips, and most importantly in this case, the Carson Avenue neighborhood Crips, because moving to the Carson Avenue homes is how he got involved with the CNCs in the first place. He found a love for music from an early age. This made him get into making beats once he was older. Quan after the death of the Shottas began to rap as well, so Lil 7 began to make beats for Quan as he got older and more experienced. His skills earned him a name in the city aside from his street activity. This introduced him to Turk, a very notorious gun and drug dealer from the infamous West Los Santos working closely with the La Familia cartel, who happens to be friends with Elliot Jackson, the CEO of Trap Talk ENT, a label which Turk eventually got signed to. And the same label Sniper got his distribution deal from after he got out of jail for the self-defense killing of a Chamberlain gangster Crip outside a South LS gun shop in 2023. After locking in with Turk, he started working with Sniper. Leader of the Hot Family, member of the V-Line Bloods, and killer of Lanta, Triple OG of the Chamberlain gangster Crips. After the death of Triple OG 2 Guns, the head of the Chamberlain gangster Crips and drug trade in the Strawberry, Chamberlain Hills area. Lanta took his spot and ran it well too for the time being. Sniper was always a rapper, but due to his street activity, he had a rather heavy reputation for drama and eventually drug trade, which led him to his association with Turk. Turk introduced Lil 7 to Sniper and history was made again. Sniper putting Lil 7 on to a lot of money in the streets. Besides the money he was making with Turk in the studio, Lil 7 silently joined Hot Family, especially after a shootout in Little Seoul, a known V-Line Blood neighborhood in North Vespucci Park, with some DPMG Crips now known as the OG Darkside Crips. Lil 7 didn't like the fact that Sniper allegedly killed Lanta, but he couldn't get past all the money he was making and the drama he was getting in with Sniper and the Hot Family and the loyalty they had to him. He couldn't trade on Sniper or his family, because after all, Hot Family was mainly Sniper's family members like his cousins D-Money and Flip and little brother RJ and their friends, so they were locked in from this point on, even though Lil 7 was a Carson neighborhood Crip. Quan mistakenly went to the studio with Lil 7 one day to make music. But Lil 7 was really trying to set a meeting behind their backs and it worked. Things got heated, but Lil 7 calmed down Quan because Sniper was being disrespectful about Lanta and him being opposed to Chamberlain Hills gangster Crips and not Southside as a whole. As a set long story short, that's when Lil 7 calmed him down and talked to him, explained to him the situation. Shottaville and Hot Family's gang relationship was built on Sniper and Quan's business relationship. Quan was shaky at first due to Sniper's street history, being a blood and being the killer of Triple OG Lanta, but understanding the control Hot Family had on the south side and their now distant and cold relationship they had with the Chamberlain gangster Crips, he agreed and history was made again. Thank y'all for watching. It's been an honor to make my Hot Crew Productions debut and pop to y'all about the history of Hoodtales and most importantly Quan. If you made it this far gang and wanna see more videos like this, comment the character you'll like us to do and we'll put it on the task board. Beno say subscribe so y'all can see the new vids when they come out. Can y'all please get this nigga out my ear and subscribe, put on notifications to see videos when they come out too. We love y'all. Beno say he love y'all too. Road to 2K, hot.